did you first notice the problem?
In the backyard with my uncle.
In the backyard with your uncle?
Yes, when he comes over to visit, we like to go out in the backyard, throw it around for a while.
And what did you and your uncle find out?
Oh, I can't keep up with him. Mine hurt, especially on the long ones. I can't seem to straighten it out. It has no feeling. It's kind of numb. I may have yanked it too much, maybe.
Dr. Blossom game?
If you would.
For what?
A sperm count?
In here?
Well, it's not exactly the backyard, but it'll do.
All right, welcome to the Rhythm Section, everyone. This is a Memphis music podcast produced by SRP Studios Podcasting. Visit srpstudiosllc.com.
Catch new episodes every Tuesday morning on Apple and Spotify, 6 p.m. Central on YouTube and Facebook, and 7:30 p.m. on radio-memphis.com.
You go there for the music.
Yeah.
And follow us at therhythmsectionpod.com for all channel links and episodes.
Yeah, no matter what happens, we're not starting this over.
Yeah, that sound was take number 3.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Derrick. That's my boy over there, Jeff Ward. And we're happy to be here today. Today's feature interview is one David Griffin. David Griffin Audio, the Shakers, the Bouffants. Did some time with the Southern Edition Band. More on him after the ad break. Next week, we have David Gregory.
Yes.
Publicly, one of my favorite bass players in town. I just love his old school style. Great guy. Got to know him over time. Finally got him in here. It was a great interview. If you don't know, he's the bassist currently for 901 Rocks, among other projects in the past. So check him out next week. All right, Jeff. We have a big announcement to make today.
Yeah.
We had a very long intro last week. Again, thanks to Paul Moreau and Jimmy Fulp for joining us, talking about the KISS show.
I laughed because you said big announcement and a long intro, and that all went with the...
Oh.
It worked really well with
anyway,
our soundbite.
We're going to jump right in. We have a huge announcement for y'all. We're just dying to finally talk about it, so let's do it. All right, everyone. From the studio to the stage, the Rhythm Section podcast is turning 100, everyone. So please join us as we celebrate our 100th episode with a special live recording filmed in front of a live audience at Rooster's Blues House, Highland, right here in Memphis.
This celebration is on Saturday, June the 7th. Doors will open at 3 p.m. Showtime is at 3:30 to 5 p.m. So keep those in mind. Those are a little bit odd on the time. You might not be used to that. Located at 535 South Highland Street. Best of all, it's not going to cost you anything except some time with us, a couple of knuckleheads.
It's free, people. Pay attention. Please click our event link in the description of this episode and every post that we put out there hereafter. And you can reserve your seats now by calling 901-430-9890. So please join us in this milestone moment in Memphis music podcasting. Yes, that's right, folks. You heard it. We are going live. Now, not live streaming.
No.
I want to make sure we're clear on that. This isn't being streamed live.
Recorded live before a live studio audience.
That's right. Just like the old school sitcoms. Recorded in front of a live studio audience.
That's it.
Oh, God, so much to talk about. This is something that me and Jeff have been working on behind the scenes for a while.
Yeah.
As we were just kind of looking ahead as we started this season, and we're always talking about, can we do an event? Can we do something special? We've done some public watch parties. We have filmed remotely twice. We did the Mississippi Music Awards ceremony back in 2023, where we had a booth off to the side and we interviewed a bunch of the nominees. We got to we had a great time there, but it wasn't through a PA. It wasn't in front of an audience. It was just wireless mics, no soundboard. Same as when we went to the Fever Tree rehearsal space and interviewed 3/4 of the band.
Right.
Fever Tree minus Rocco.
Yeah.
That was fun. Again, not an audience. Didn't have these mics and the soundboard and the silly sounds. But now for the very first time in my entire podcasting career, filming on video and audio a podcast in front of an audience.
Right.
So this is pretty exciting stuff.
You might want to come because it could be a train wreck.
It could be the last one ever, too.
You never know.
But we thought, man, episode 100, that would be the time to do it.
Yep.
Right? So let's jump in.
The show.
And so over the last, couple months, we worked out the location. So first we want to thank Julian, Cindy, Rooster, and Keith. Keith's going to be helping me with the sound. So thank you for letting us do this there. We're showing up early to set up clearly, but then we're going to be sitting down and doing a proper interview, closed doors, private, proper interview with Rooster himself and Julian at 2 p.m.
Right.
That will be then, I'm thinking, episode 99.
Right.
And then doors open at 3, half hour of mingling and shaking hands and giving hugs and thank yous. Show starts at 3:30. Has to end at 5 because there's a 6 o'clock band that needs to come in around probably 5:30 to start setting up. So, so it's tight, but that's fine though. It doesn't need to be a super long show. And
you guys can plan on staying and catch the band.
There you go.
That's after us.
Yes,
that'll be a good time.
And I will get information on who that band is at 6 o'clock. So when we push this every week, we can promote them as well. The filming is on June 7th. But the actual publishing of episode 100 will be on Tuesday, July 1st.
Right.
I wanted to give myself a month to gather the files and just get everything packaged up. So, all right. Now we have special guests up there. It's not just me and Jeff talking for an hour and a half. I think no one would show up for that.
No.
But
highly doubtful.
But Jeff, start off talking about some of the guests we have here.
We'll have Mr. Dad Jokes himself.
That's right.
Sean Few, Jimmy Falp.
Yep.
Mr. Lewis, Huey Lewis. LaShawn Robinson, Darren Lee, and this one I did intentional. Rocco Walsh and Tim Dills from Fever Tree will be there together.
Yeah.
Because Rocco's an idiot and Tim may well drop kick him live on video.
Yes, this could be a WWE moment. But so Sean and Jimmy are going up together.
Yeah.
Then LaShawn and Darren Lee are going up together to represent Elevation Memphis and all their other projects, including the Tina Turner Tribute Experience. Like you mentioned, Rocco and Tim. That's going to be pretty amazing. And this isn't in any particular order either, by the way.
Right.
Then, man, our good friend Steve Owens.
Yes.
All of these people have been chosen because they've been past sponsors, current sponsors, donators. Like really. We wish we could have 50 people on the show with us, but we had to dial it into those people that have really just been there for us.
And in the case of someone like Steve Owens, not just there for us, the guy's there for everybody.
He just deserves to be up there, period. And then we have our friends Rick Cheddar and Monica Summerfield from Radio Memphis. So they're going to be up there together. A good friend, Kenny Francis.
Yes.
You know, an old school ambassador of this city as well. We're going to have him come up. Jason Moore from More Loud.
Yep.
It will be joining us. Jacob Turner. And I've put it to him to invite someone from Land Divided. He's working on it. We don't know. One of the other members hopefully will come with him.
Sure.
So that will be fun. Chris Craig, Seeing Red, Lord Tracy. He too. Free reign, bring up a guest along with himself.
See if Kenley wants to come from Texas.
He's already done it once. Why not twice?
Yeah.
We'll let him have a bass solo. And then Lance Binder.
Yes.
Bass player for Area 51. So we're thinking like each guest is going to get 7 to 10 minutes. You know, and it's going to be on me as we're filming this to keep track of this because it'd be easy. Oops, we don't have enough time, and we're out of time, and we still have 3 people to come up. So
if Tim has Rocco in a chokehold, We have to cut that short.
So, I mean, if not for having a band after us, then it's okay. You know, we'd have that open-endedness to it, and then maybe in editing shorten things up if needed.
Right.
We don't have that. We are tight on time, so it might seem like they're up and gone before they know it, but we're going to do our best to just have some fun.
Yeah.
And I'm excited, man. This is also very scary. This is the first. This is the first.
Yep.
I hope everything goes well, and we'll see how it all pans out.
We will have merch.
Yeah.
There are some special 100th episode logo T-shirts. Probably going to have some other things made up by Steve Owens to have there for merch, so we'll have that for sale. And don't forget, it's Rooster's Blues House
On Highland Strip.
And, 535 South Highland. If you've been under a rock and you haven't heard of this place, it's pretty new. But they came out like gangbusters, and we thought it'd be a cool place to do this.
Yep, it was formerly The Bluff.
Yes.
For a good stretch of time. Reserve your seats. Call 901-430-9890.
Yep.
Again, free show.
Yep.
Free show. Pay attention. It's free.
Saturday, June 7th, 3 p.m.
Yeah, doors open at 3, so be there. This is going to be part of our scripts, and we're mentioning this every week moving forward. There's an event on Facebook now as you're watching or listening to this. It's out there again. The link is in the description as well. We're going to be pushing the daylights out of this. And I feel like there needs to be a way, a careful way, a genuine way, a respectful way to try to get people on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
First off, I just hope people show up. So if you show up, we're happy immediately.
You're ahead of the game.
Good deal.
It's not just me and Derrick sitting there.
But what's going to be interesting is watching a podcast recording is different than watching a band or going to hang out to see a band. There might be, as Josh would say, a level of needing to pay attention.
Yeah, Derrick is nicely trying to say, shut the fuck up.
This is true. So, all right. So let's think of a lot of the benefits that you go to. Right, Neil's is huge for benefits, and you go, and typically a benefit has an MC, much like a Karen Dillard Brown.
Maybe we need Rick Hale
Rick
to
Hale.
come in.
If you've seen Rick Hale MC a benefit, you understand where we're coming from.
He will tell
He'll
you.
flat out tell you to shut up because he's trying to talk or an MC's trying to talk. Right. But we understand people are there hanging out and mingling and everything. Yes. So it is what it is. But it's sometimes hard to get the audience captivated.
Yes.
So the ears are, pointed in the direction that is needed to be.
And just so you understand, there will be time between, okay, so this guy walks down and does his interview. He gets up to leave. The other person comes down. There's a few moments there where you can chat and talk amongst yourselves.
Well, it's going to be quick.
But it's going to be quick. Yeah. And once they sit down and we start talking, we need it to be relatively quiet.
We're going to have music.
There'll be music.
We have music between each person.
Hopefully there'll be some funny shit.
But not like full songs. It's just going to be
right.
music real quick, bam, bam. And while they're walking up to the table, that's when I'm going to, say their name and kind of explain to the audience who they are.
Right.
So, because again, we have to be bang, bang on this. But we would love for you to sit back and enjoy the show and listen to the stories or whatever our guests have to say. And
be a part of history.
That's right. Yeah, there we go. Be a part of history. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to tell people, hey, come show up and not talk. Right. But if it becomes social hour while we're trying to record, it will be tough for the local audience there that are attending that might want to pay attention. As far as what we're filming and recording, it will still sound fine, on the show. We're playing to the people that are listening in their car and watching on YouTube as well. But we would love for you to try something different. This is, I think, very different for a lot of people to come see a podcast being filmed in front of an audience.
You can most certainly bring booze. No, just kidding.
or buy it at the bar.
Yeah, buy booze at the bar and get hammered. We don't care.
Yeah, buy
Hell, I may get hammered with you.
Eat food, have fun.
Right.
We don't want to stifle anyone, but we're going to think of creative ways to remind everyone to, you know what I need to do is record Rick Hale saying what he says.
Use that as a sound.
Yeah, use that as a sound
That
there.
might work.
But that's the other thing. I cannot wait through a massive PA system to hear this. I mean, our OG sound, among others. I mean, this is going to sound great. It's going to sound massive.
Right.
But anyways, well, very cool. More every week. We're going to talk more about this. Not so much as this, but scripts, reminders. You can follow us at the Rhythm Section Pod on Facebook and Instagram. Follow that event. Go click that link.
Right.
And as Jeff said, experience history with us.
Right. It's going to be historical.
All right, enough of that. DeSoto Local is a digital advertising network throughout DeSoto County. They have moved the outdoor billboard concept indoors to high-traffic areas, connecting local businesses to their customers through their network of indoor digital billboards in over 30 locations. And Kenny Francis, thank you for posting a picture of the ad you saw for SRP Studios. That's amazing. Of course, then I can tag Brandy. Right. So Brandy sees it. The venue gets tagged. It's a win for everyone. And if you see, and he also posted a picture and a video of the Rhythm Section ad as well. Amazing. Thank you so much, Kenny.
Their indoor billboards are in popular places all over town, from restaurants to gyms and doctor's offices to auto repair. You will be seen wherever your customers go. These screens display full motion ads about the business hosting the screen, ads for local businesses in the area, and relevant local content.
Advertise your business now with DeSoto Local. Contact Brandy Faulkner at 901-831-3212 and visit DeSotoLocal.biz for more information.
One of mine and Derrick's favorite bands here in the area, Area 51. It is one of the premier bands in Memphis and North Mississippi, bringing you songs from classic artists such as Autograph, Van Halen, Starship, and Kansas. Keep it Dewey and check out one of their following shows.
Friday, May 2nd, Rockhouse Live Collierville, now the Orleans in the Ville. I'm never getting that right. 9 p.m. start. Saturday, May 3rd, Gold Strike Casino, also 9 p.m. And then Friday, May 9th, Dan McGinnis, 9 p.m. start. Follow them on Facebook at Area 51 Memphis. Bands, you know what you need to do. You need to take your show to the next level, and you can do that with David Griffin Audio. He brings big sound, bright lights, flames, and sparks to every event, from private parties to festivals, fairs, clubs, and even poolside and patio gigs.
Experience the largest QSC system in the area with David Griffin Audio. No job is too big or too small. Follow on Facebook at David Griffin Audio for updates.
Yes, and our feature interview today, so you're going to learn even more about David Griffin Audio, and you can book them now by calling 901-299-1344 or email them at davidgriffinaudio@gmail.com. Bring the energy, bring the show. David Griffin Audio. Looking for the best live music in Memphis? Well, of course. Well, Steve Owens, that's the man for the job. He is Musicians Booking Agency, connecting top bands with the hottest venues in town. Whether you're a band looking whether you're a band, whether you're a band looking for gigs or a venue needing incredible talent, the Musicians Booking Agency has you covered.
Stay in the loop. Follow on Facebook at the at the Musicians Booking Agency for updates on upcoming shows and new artists. Memphis music starts here. Don't miss out.
Steve pays his hard-earned money for this. Thank you, Steve. You can contact him at 901-870-6846. Kick it off, Jeff.
Shows for this week. Thursday, May the 1st, formerly known as, they are on the Peabody Rooftop.
All right. Friday, May 2nd, we got Gen X at Lucky Dog.
Yes.
Headband at Sidecar Memphis. And Full Metal Racket at Hadley's.
Saturday, May 3rd, The Boneyard at Neil's, formerly known as, is at Neshoba. My band again, Gen X at Hadley's. That's going to be 2 in a row. I may die after that. Your Mom's New Boyfriend at Sidecar South Haven, and Aquanet will be at Roosters.
And Sunday, May 4th, Grace Springs Fellowship with Pastor Dave Morshak.
Yes.
At Hadley's, 10:30 a.m. That is every other Sunday, too. So check that out.
When we played Friday, just a quick detour here, Dave and Jennifer came out. They came to support us, and we played Wood by Alice in Chains, and I'm back there doing my thing, and I just look over, and Dave Morshak gives me this big thumbs up and a smile, and it's like one of the biggest compliments from one of your peers.
Nice.
It's like, yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you for supporting my friend, Dave.
All right, it's still me, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, where am I at?
No, you flipped the page.
Did I?
No, it goes where it says Jeff.
Yeah, there we go.
There you
Sunday,
go.
May 25th. Looking ahead. Sunday Originals at Rooster's Blues House on Highland, 6 to 9. This will be 5 for the Kill, the half of it, and Hayden Hunter and the Yearly Trials. That is a new thing that Steve Owens is promoting, and that's going to be cool.
Yes, that's going to be great. And also looking further ahead to Saturday, June 5th, 4th of July blowout at Growlers. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Tickets are $20.
Yes.
The bands are...
You've never heard of any of these guys.
Roxy Blue,
Yeah.
Every Mother's Nightmare, and Fever Tree. So check that out.
3 of the best bands to ever do anything in this area. Love them all.
That's going to be fun. All right. David Griffin and David Griffin Audio.
He was a lot of fun.
He was great. And we're very thankful for him as well. He's been a sponsor since the beginning of this season and is continuing. And we appreciate him for that, but also just a fun guy. We have bass player this week. Next week with David Gregory, we have another bass player.
Right.
It's amazing.
It happens that way sometimes.
Finally.
Yeah.
But of course, we go into his background. How did the audio business start for him, and how much money he spends, and how he drives his wife crazy because big brown truck shows up with more gear.
Right.
And he's like, sorry, I got to do what I got to do here.
Right. Yeah, I think we said something about make sure she doesn't sell your stuff off for what you told her you paid for it if you ever die.
You gave yourself that advice as well.
Yes. For sure. But yeah, he does. He's worked with all kinds of big casinos, Gold Strike and the Ameristar, does stuff there. Mm-hmm. A lot of working as a bass player. We talk about that, and we talk about the gear he uses as a bassist.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And he, for a while there, had a endorsement deal with Hartke. Mm-hmm. So we go into that and how that came to be. And honestly, that came to be because he worked for many years with a band called the Bouffants, which I had not heard of. You said you had.
I'd heard of them.
But a very, large, literally like 10-piece band.
Yeah.
But a popular regional band that did a lot of big shows, a lot of big things, big enough to where he was able to get a cost deal,
which is not easy to do.
Yeah. So they hooked him up. The Shakers, a band that he started a while back and is ongoing for many years.
He brought us T-shirts.
Yeah. So in the show, you'll see us wearing the T-shirts he gave us. We immediately switched shirts. We got naked, is what I'm saying.
Easy.
And then the Southern Edition band, he's done some time with them.
Right.
And we fill in all the spaces there too. A lot of his experience, it's hard to list everything that we talk about, but that's why you need to listen.
Right.
And enjoy the interview with one David Griffin. Thanks again, David, for real. Thank you for your support. It really goes a long way, more than you can imagine. So all of our sponsors are just amazing for us. So we couldn't be more grateful. Trying to keep this one on the shorter side.
Yep.
Right?
I understand.
Because last week was a marathon.
Works that way sometimes.
But it worked out great. All right. Big Note Music Lessons. Are you ready to play? Well, Big Note Music Lessons offers one-on-one and group lessons for guitar, bass, keys, drums, and voice lessons. And we're still looking for bass students here.
Yeah.
It's still fun it's still fun to play bass. It's still a cool instrument.
It is a cool instrument.
It's very fun. Try a free lesson. Come on in. Go to the bignotemusiclessons.com and fill out that submission form.
Start your Radio Memphis day with In the Morning with Rick and Monica, 9:30 to 2 p.m. Central for a wild ride of fun segments like News from the Stupid, That Guy, This Guy, Crime Time, and more. Radio Memphis, where the planet tunes in to hear what Memphis sounds like. Radio-Memphis.com.
I mean, News from the Stupid could have been the name of this podcast.
It could have. We may change it. Yeah.
Again, join us as we celebrate our 100th episode with a special live recording filmed in front of a live audience at Rooster's Blues House on Highland. Saturday, June 7th at 3 p.m. Find the event link in the description and call 901-430-9890 to reserve your seats.
Be honest, when you watched the first episode, you never thought there was any way in hell we'd get to 100.
We're there, man.
But here we are.
Yes.
Thanks to all that have donated. You can donate to our tip bucket by clicking our Venmo and Cash App links in the description, or search the Rhythm Section Pod on either app.
And as always, follow us at therhythmsectionpod.com. You will find our entire catalog of past episodes, including links to our YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram channels.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for hanging out with us again this week. And please enjoy our interview with Mr. David Griffin. All right, everybody, welcome to the feature interview today. Let me introduce you to the great David Griffin. Yes.
You're bald.
You're bald.
Yes.
I'm bald.
Yes.
Jeff's afraid to go
He's in denial.
to the dark side.
Susan and I finished that whole season of bailing out loud, if you guys are wondering what we're talking about. The young lady with Tourette's that I found online and thought it was hilarious, and then so many people chimed in and said, you got to watch this. So in the last 2 days, we've watched every episode of the first season, and it's great.
It's on Netflix?
It's on, I get it on Max,
Okay.
and then it's also TC, I don't remember. There's a couple of streaming services.
Anyways, yeah, it is funny. And there will be some sounds from that coming. We gotta incorporate that for sure.
Yes,
But David Griffin,
Welcome.
thank you for being here.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, sir. And thank you for being a great supporter.
My pleasure.
Man, and we would have had you in here anyway. We're not,
Right.
playing favorites here just because you because you give us money every week. But thank you again. And he brought in shirts. Me
Yeah.
and Jeff instantly put them on. The Shakers. We're going to talk about his band, The Shakers.
And there's a phone number there. You can call it if you want to. I have no idea.
901-299-1344.
Yeah.
That'll get you in touch with me for anything.
Okay. There we go.
And that's probably the same number for David Griffin Audio that I say every week.
Yes, sir.
I just read it. It doesn't stick.
No.
You
I
know?
love the way y'all talked that up. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Bands, pay attention. Are you ready to take your band to the next level? Well, David Griffin Audio brings all the sparks you need.
Flames, sparks, cryo, everything.
That's awesome. Cryo.
Yes, sir.
How does that work?
It's like a big CO2 fire extinguisher. Loud as a jet engine.
If it blows the wrong direction, you look like Han Solo back there in the background in carbonite.
So the Shakers, you said the Bouffants, the Southern Edition band.
As well as being like two of the other popular bass players around town, Eric Westby and John Davis. We all have swapped around,
Gotcha.
helping each other. I've played with buku bands around this town as well.
Eric plays with the
Rustin Haven.
and Almost Elton.
Yeah.
Almost Elton, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Well, awesome. Let's talk about David Griffin Audio out of the gate here.
Wow.
So how long has your business been around? How long have you been doing it?
In some shape, form, or fashion since 1986.
Okay.
As far as sound goes, the
Nice.
production end of it came later on as I learned and took on extra responsibilities.
The gear is a lot lighter now, isn't it?
Oh, good Lord. Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
And the lights aren't nearly as hot.
yeah. I miss the par cans.
Like
I do.
You're like a rotisserie chicken back
And
in the day.
I miss the heat.
Slap that
and
rotisserie chicken.
the warmth that it would give the stage. You know, I know it's when you're sweating, it's uncomfortable, especially for drummers. But you kind of lose that with the LEDs. But they're a lot cheaper and easier to use. They don't pop in circuits and
Right.
you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. I remember years ago in one of my old bands when I was a kid, and we got 8 total cans, 4 on each side.
Right.
And we would play just random places that would just give us an opportunity. And we always blew the circuit, man. Always.
Yeah, the venues just weren't equipped to run those lights.
And I'm sure we weren't plugging them in accordingly. Probably
Right.
some daisy chaining, just being idiots. You know, like,
You're lucky you didn't catch the place on fire.
I know.
What's amazing is those lights use more power
Oh, yeah.
than my whole PA now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, for
It's
sure.
just amazing.
So what got you into it?
Nobody else wanted to mess around with it.
Yeah.
They were too busy wanting to play guitar, bass.
You saw the
or
need
whatever,
and you
I was
came
just
up with
like,
the solution.
"Well, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of how we felt about a podcast.
just kind of fell into it. Huh? But it's been fruitful over the years. It's amazing.
Obviously, we talk about you every week, but while you're here, let's extrapolate on what David Griffin Audio provides.
Oh, good Lord. I basically do for you what I would expect from me on as far as the sound goes. That's not the only thing I do. I'm a bass player as well.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into all
Guitar.
of that, for
But,
sure.
as far as the audio end of it, thanks to James Taylor at TNT Sound, that's what really got me to do it on my own. I retired from him in 2005. We were doing all the Thursday nights on the Bill Street, doing all the country artists that were up and coming over the years. I worked with him. We've done everybody. I came in with him right after Paul McCartney came in 94, or early 90s at the Liberty Bowl. I had just missed that, so that would have been a nice feather.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
But over the years, just anybody you can think of, I've worked in some shape, form, or fashion with any artist.
Nice.
All genres.
Yeah, and currently, you do, you can do festival-size stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've mixed every venue in Memphis except for the Pyramid
Wow.
and Lafayette's.
Nice. Well, I know you just recently had posted some video. You were running sound for a Huey Lewis tribute
Huey
act.
Lewis and his tribute act. yes.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because Derrick and I had just started one. And
but they're national, right?
yeah, they're
yeah, they're on the
they're
California.
What's their name?
It's
Sorry to put you on the spot here.
I really it's just a Huey Lewis tribute experience.
Yeah.
The Heart of Rock and Roll is what
That's
they're
it.
called.
Auto rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We went with a song title as well back
Yeah.
in time.
there you go. There you go.
Can't go wrong.
We're idiots. We don't know how to come up with good names. So
The ironic thing about it is back in the late 80s, early 90s, a group I was with, we were doing the tribute stuff before it really got started. We would do the first hour of Huey Lewis and the News.
Nice.
The next hour would be ZZ Top, and then the third would be the Blues Brothers.
ooh, I could do the Blues Brothers for sure. That's another easy bass player to emulate. Just throw on some glasses.
Yep.
And just hang back and pipe.
Yep.
Have a pipe hanging out.
Specific hat.
I'd have to grow a beard for that one. But the ongoing joke is, and I can never remember his name, but the original bass player for Huey was tall, skinny, sunglasses.
Mario Cipollino.
Yes, that's it, Mario.
Nice job. sir.
Thank you for digging me out of that. You don't remember my and I'm like, I could do him. If I grew my hair out, it would look just like him, probably a little grayer.
Yeah.
Throw on some shades, have a fake cigarette hanging out of my mouth, put on the suit and tie, but I would have to lose a lot of weight.
The guy with the Huey Lewis tribute act had a fake cigarette.
Did he?
hanging out.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, he went all the way.
Nerd.
Matter of fact, the lead singer of the group and his guitar player were doing a promo video for one of their up and coming shows in a golf cart on a golf course, and I said, "You're taking this a little far, aren't you? I mean, you're just really into it because Huey loves to play golf."
Yeah.
Hey, nerd question.
Okay.
While watching the bass player, was he using a thumb pick?
No.
Derrick's got the
got
thumb
him.
pick down.
Because he used the thumb pick, which
Yeah.
is cool.
And
So-
I thought about trying to do the drummer thing, but I just can't bring myself to wear the nut hugger shorts
thank you.
because that's what he
high
wore. Man.
socks.
The high socks, the
Thank
steel
you.
rim glasses. I'm just not doing it.
I can't unsee this now.
I'm already nerdy enough. I don't have to try.
How were they? Were they good?
Fabulous.
I'm sure they're amazing.
Fabulous,
Yeah. If they're national, it must
And
be awesome.
I'm pretty sure they're scheduled to come to Gold Strike. Here,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully.
But the big room, I'm
Yeah, the
sure.
big room.
The guy that books there, he's always, when he first came up here, I was throwing bands out to him.
Yeah.
Hey, these would work really, really well with you.
Yeah.
He's come out and he would check them out and whatnot.
Do you have staging? Do you provide actual stage?
We have, it's a room separate from the casino. We have a riser for a DW drum kit there. They have lighting and a massive PA system where I mainly work at down in Vicksburg.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, man, I love mixing there. That's kind of my baby down there now.
Is that the Ameristar?
Ameristar, yes.
Yes.
Bottleneck Blues Bar
Yes, I used to play there years ago.
as well.
Yeah, that's a fun stage.
Are you connected with the people who booked that place?
Well, I throw ideas out there.
Because I know a Huey Lewis tribute band that's going to want to go down there. at
It
some
might
point.
charge a little less at the beginning here. We're undercutting.
I will throw some ideas out there, but I pretty much stay in the realm
I
of
understand.
mixed sound, do
Yeah,
live.
Right.
but just in general, if someone was to hire you for an outdoor show, like on a square or something, do you provide staging?
I can provide anything you need.
Gotcha.
If I don't have it, I can bring it in.
Who would you use? Do you have like referral partners that you kind of lean on for certain things?
People I've worked with over the years, yes, yeah.
Okay, very cool. And trusts in the whole thing.
Whatever you need.
Yeah. So like a stage at like you would see at Fall Fest, something like that.
Bigger.
Bigger
If you need.
It's one of my, why am I even
He
questioning
said,
this?
whatever you need. I can light you on fire.
I got you.
How deep
I
are
can
your
freeze you in
pockets?
carbonite.
How deep are they?
I like it. Yes. What can you afford?
That really
I'm
is
your
how it
huckleberry.
works. Yeah.
So, what are some of the recent things that, aside from this Huey thing, so far this year, what have you been doing?
I work around a lot of the casinos going in. I started off mixing out a lot of the tribute acts. And then, like Ameristar, kind of liked what I was doing. So they're kind of bringing me in until they get someone hired again.
Cool.
Okay.
So I've had like 3 weekends off since October.
Well, from my experience with casinos, they often don't see the value in an actual sound guy.
Mhm.
They use one of their AV guys
Mm-hmm.
that they might be a good IT person
Right.
that knows how to handle all the screens and everything, but they're not a sound guy.
Mm-hmm.
And more often than not, they set you up and leave. Phew, they're gone.
Seen that.
And most don't have a guy at all.
Right.
You know, so I'm glad that they see the value in you to do it right.
And I will go down as long as they ask.
Yeah, sure. I feel like they shouldn't replace you.
Well,
Seriously, because I've just had that experience with, people that's not their forte, but they're just throwing in it.
Yeah.
Someone from the marketing department
Right.
handles the band.
Or the drummer. Yeah, don't put us out there running sound. It will
that's
not
the beauty
go
of
well.
being a musician as well. I've got all bases covered. So
Yeah. Well, okay, basis. Let's go there.
Yeah.
So how long you been playing?
I started playing bass in 1980. I went from playing guitar, and I listened to a song off of the Briefcase Full of Blues, which is the bass player was Duck Dunn.
Duck Dunn.
Oh my God,
Legend.
I'm out.
Donald Duck Dunn.
They're just going to talk for the next
Booker
2
T
hours.
and the MGs,
Yeah.
Blues Brothers. Yeah.
and thanks to his son, I've got some pictures of me actually playing some of his basses.
Wow.
Otis Redding on the dock of the bay,
Yeah.
sitting on the dock of the bay.
Nice.
That's
I
Donald
actually
Duck
went
Dunn.
to Steve Cropper's house. A guy was remodeling it, and they took us. Hey man, you want to go see Steve Cropper's house? We were playing at Newbies,
Nah.
and I was like, "Oh hell yeah!"
Yeah, buddy.
And as you walk into that garage that was the studio, every hair on my body stood up. And then, he toured around, showed us the room and everything. Went into the bathroom. It still has the old green tile and the gold hardware. And the first thing I looked at in there was, man, I wonder how much coke got snorted off of
Oh,
that.
I'm sure a lot. I'm sure a lot. You could probably still scrape some residue off of it.
The vibe. That's all I can say is the vibe.
I had a huge phase with the Blues Brothers soundtrack.
Well,
Huge.
the thing about it was the 3 bass passages he did on Sweet Home Chicago on the last track blew my mind. I gave up guitar because I was like, well, singing bass players are in more demand right now than guitar players.
Yeah.
And so I chose that path, and boom.
So you sing as well?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And as Tony Meharry would say, I do a mean Dwight Yoakam.
There you go. I love me some Dwight Yoakam. But you said singing bass players are in demand. Yes, sir.
Yes, they are.
When you're not a singing bass player, it's a little tough. It really is.
It keeps you busier than being a background singing bass player as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can pop up and sing while playing. Was there an adjustment there? Is it because, or did you start singing and playing bass from the get-go and it just became easy?
Like I said, I started playing guitar first, and I thought it was going to be easy. Then I started, and I was like, holy shit, this is...
I mean, shout out to Lance Binder. I know there's other players in town, bass players that sing.
Great guy.
But it is different, isn't it?
Davey Smith, he sings and plays.
Davey Smith, yes, sir.
Dave Smith, yeah, he's a great guy, too.
But it is sort of like rubbing your belly and patting your head, right?
Mm-hmm. Swap hands now.
Yeah.
Literally, it's just like that.
Yeah.
Well, every position is learning that if you sing, you're going to be busier because we're getting more and more singing drummers, which are amazing. Hell, you don't even need me in this Huey Lewis thing. Jimmy can just go back there and play and sing every song.
Jeff can sing.
I can sing, but I cannot sing and play at the same time, and it's
just takes practice.
There's a lot of guys in this town that do it well.
That's something to work on.
Yeah.
So the Shakers, we'll go to that band because it's still current. Right?
Yes, it's still, whenever I get out and play bass or someone calls, hey, man, can you bring a band down and let's do a gig or whatnot.
So who's in the lineup currently?
It's basically, it started off with me and the guitar player for that's currently with Rustin now, Tommy Hood. That's my cousin.
Okay.
Used to play with them quite often. And then Eric Westby came in and he kind of took over because I started getting more into helping Southern Edition out with theirs, and then getting into sound after that, and so.
So, who else is in the Shakers? Like, who's your drummer?
Well, it's rotating as far as the musicians go, but as long as me or Tommy Hood are playing together with some different people, it's basically the Shakers.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And
because you guys are the voices.
Yeah. Well, we started it.
There you go.
Yeah, you can say it, you're founding members.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Tommy Barber, a drummer that I work with quite often. He's a great guy. Great guy. I love playing with him because I could never have to turn around. I know where he's at.
Yeah, Midnight Train.
Oh,
I mean, he lays it down for him, for sure.
He was in Southern Edition when I first met him, and great guy. He's helps me out with another trio. We do originals with a guy named David Donovan.
Okay.
So we'll do fall festivals and fairs and whatnot with that.
When things pick up in the summer, you'll throw up some gigs.
I usually do the Sunflower River Blues Festival down in Mississippi quite often with that.
Mm-hmm. So do you have a second guitar player? Or do you do keys in the Shakers?
Have keyboard player, Ricky Johnson. He plays with Jason Forey down on Beale Street at BB King's quite often.
So he's a slouch, is what you're saying.
No, he's a sweetheart guy. I've been playing with him since '86.
Yeah.
We go back a long time.
So when did the Shakers start?
Officially in 2002.
Wow, very good.
There's some videos out there where we're playing at Ground Zero Blues Club, and somebody with BB King's organization heard us doing a ZZ Top song, After the Rain Fell. It's a big, epic 13-minute song that we stretched out. And it got us to do his open up for him at his birthday concert down in Indianola, Mississippi.
Nice.
So that was a nice...
It's a hell of a gig.
Oh, man. He's a sweetheart of a guy, too.
23 years in running. It's a hell of a run.
Yeah.
How often are you playing now?
Not very much, since I'm doing more of the sound and production.
Yeah.
It's where the money's at.
I was just about to say, you're probably making better money doing that. Because,
my wife is a little upset because I have to buy things so I don't have to pay the government, and she can't park her car in the garage anymore. So
it's assets, hon. It's assets.
That's what I tell her. I'd rather have something in my hand than give it to the government.
Absolutely. 100%. You know, these $300 cameras, man, it saves me a lot of money in taxes.
Ooh.
That's a joke.
By the way, honey, I just had to buy another sub, so just to let you know.
Well, you're doing it wrong. They're $3,000 cameras.
That's right. Yeah. That's why we're so crystal clear.
You get a much bigger tax break if they're $3,000.
A little self-deprecating. When you watch our video on a 70-inch screen,
right,
it's crystal clear.
Yes. Oh, you got to see the new 100-inch they got at Costco now.
I would love Joe Rogan cameras.
Yeah.
Crystal clear. But yeah, so the brown truck, right, rolls up to the driveway and your wife's like, oh, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What?
I've got this, what I call the ugly gig rig. It's a little Ram ProMaster City that will hold all the PA and lights to do the Peabody main ballroom.
Nice.
So,
well, yeah, let's talk about, I know we're jumping around here, but back to David Griffin audio.
I got ADHD as well.
Say what? I mean, that's our first sound, our very first sound ever used.
I think that's why I do this, is because unless I'm busy, I go crazy.
Yeah.
I can sit there and watch TV, hold a phone conversation, and surf on the internet at the same time.
Nice. That's multitasking right there. Again, we talk about your gear in the ad and everything, but let's get more in detail. So tell us more about your system.
Well, over the years, we're working with a lot of these pro sound companies. They've been using powered gear, so I have tried every bit of it. And QSC is the shiz.
Mm-hmm.
It is overall. I mean, they designed and created digital amps as it goes.
Right.
They were the forefathers of all this, and I decided I was going full QSC, mixing boards, speakers, everything.
Very cool. And they must love you.
Oh yeah.
Do you deal with like a rep through them?
No, not through them directly. Most of my stuff's through Sweetwater, but I get sweet deals.
Yeah.
Since I'm too.
I love Sweetwater. Sam, thank you. That's my guy at Sweetwater. I can't remember his last name.
James Roboliski.
Yes. Yep. I love Sweetwater.
I did own some QSC gear at one time years ago. One of my many times that I flaked out and said, I'm done with music. I sold it.
You've done that a few times.
And I never replaced it with QSC gear again because it's more expensive, but you definitely get what you pay for.
The clarity.
It is amazing.
The clarity of it all.
I use EV now because it's way more affordable.
Well, I actually have EV as well.
Yeah, but QSC.
That's my second in line.
I had a pair of the QSC mains that were the 3-ways. They're about that tall. Mm-hmm. And they were unbelievably awesome with a pair of their subs. You could run those 4 speakers in some pretty large venues. Mm-hmm. There was nowhere in town that I didn't feel confident that I could do what I needed to do.
And the new stuff they have,
probably.
I'm about to
spend money again.
Shh, don't tell.
Yeah, don't show this one to his wife.
Yeah. I'm just kidding, honey.
Jeff has a similar relationship with his wife. He'll something will show up. What is this?
Derrick ordered that, baby.
Yeah.
Well, she's a lot nicer now because she understands, and it's like I told her. I said, it's either give it away or have something in hand.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah. And I've seen Jeff sell drum kits and then new drum kits, and then fuck all this shit. I'm done. Sell everything off again, and then
happens.
Derrick, you want a jam? I'm sure.
Whatever. Yeah. Babe, just don't sell any of the stuff when I die for what I told you I paid for.
Thank you.
I like that. Yeah. Well, very cool. All right, then the Bouffants.
Oh, yes.
You threw that name at us. Tell us more about the Bouffants.
Well, they started in '89. It started off kind of like that show Hairspray, where they would sing and then do some acting. Well, they were doing the Kudzu Theater here, I think in Hernando, and people were asking them, "Hey, can you just come out and do the music?" And so they kind of got started up doing that, and then in '95, I started doing. Was brought in to do some sound with them.
Okay.
With Kudzu Playhouse?
No, the Bouffants.
Oh, the Bouffants.
They got everything going.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And I would help out them throughout the years. And then somewhere around 2009, their bass player was leaving. And I was like, I play bass.
I know a guy.
Yeah. And so I had to go do the auditions as well. And so I guess since I knew the show already.
Right.
You were just there watching it.
How many members were in the Bouffants?
10.
10. I knew it was a large act because there were backup singers.
Well, there was the 4 girls across the front.
Right.
And let me tell you what, sitting back and listening to 4-part harmonies doing the verse of Sweet Child of Mine, I would just sit there and go, you bitches.
You bitches.
Them girls could sing.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, they could sing. So they did like a 60 set, a 70 set, and an 80 set.
Wow.
Very cool.
Before, but when I came in, we basically just mixed it all up and kept it going, so they wouldn't have to do the 3 changes every night.
Are they still going?
No,
Were you there till the end?
I was there. I played the last gig in Searcy, Arkansas, New Year's. Going into 2024.
Oh, okay. So they just wrapped up.
Yeah.
So this was a long time gig for you.
Over the years, yes.
Yeah.
And what were the members as far as the musicians? You had drums, bass, guitar,
Drums, bass, keys, guitar, and saxophone every once in a while. And then the 4 girls across the front.
Yeah.
Then we had a manager.
Yeah.
He would come up and he would sing. Oh God, what was that song? See a big sign at the side of the road.
Oh, the B-52s.
Oh, B-52's
Love Shack.
Love Shack.
Yeah, Love Shack. Yeah, Braveheart. Yes.
See, he can sing. Look at that. I'm going to isolate that.
That's a new sound.
Yeah, playing with a big band like that is exciting, isn't it? It's just such a full sound.
I think one of the largest crowds I played for was with them in Little Rock doing the Race for the Cure. They had 46,000 runners signed up for that. So we would go downtown on a stage, had the PA, had Channel 7, I believe, over there broadcasting it live, but they also had like satellite towers, blocks down and blocks up. So, oh man, massive crowd.
Yeah, I bet. Good
First
deal.
time, man, it'll. Ooh.
Was it a good gig?
No, it was freebie.
Oh,
Really?
Freebie, yeah.
Really?
That was,
I guess I'll have to admit, if I could play in front of that many people, I'd probably do it for free too.
I stared at the end of my microphone for the, most time because I would help them out doing backup vocals.
Mm-hmm.
And so after that, they kind of brought me in. Can you do a couple songs? And I was like, oh, sure. So,
Yeah, the minute they saw you can sing, you're singing now. Yeah.
well, there was a version of I Could See Clearly that it's kind of like if the Rolling Stones would have got a hold of it. I did a version of that. I hate doing a lot of songs like the same because you've done them to death.
Yeah.
So I kind of mix them up just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it took off. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah. So why did it end? Just came to a head and just worked its course?
Well, you got 10 people spread out from Georgia, Texas.
Wow.
Here. I mean, we never rehearsed because, we never really changed the formula up. I mean, it just get together.
Yeah, once you've done it so many years, there's not really much reason to
If we
rehearse
had
it.
a big show coming up, we'd get together a week or so beforehand, kind of run over things. Kevin Houston, we'd go work at one of his studios where he was at. Mm-hmm. Fabulous sax player.
Kevin Houston?
Kevin Houston, great guy. Great guy. He mixed North Mississippi All-Stars.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
John them.
Skilzer and
Yep.
several people at a recording studio and whatnot. But I don't know, man. It was 89 to then. It was time to put that bad boy to bed.
Yeah. That's a hell of a run.
It is.
Oh, they were great. Great bunch of people. And the girls, they weren't the same girls. I mean, it's kind of like the Shakers. They just brought new people in.
Right.
Keyboard players, drummer, bass players, of course.
People coming and going throughout. I mean, 89 to 2024. Quick math. What is that? 35 years?
Something.
Good
That's
run.
Run.
years, yeah.
And we can edit this out if we need to, but I'm going to ask a personal question.
Uh-oh.
What do you think the highest paid gig was that the Bouffants did while you were there? Do you remember? And I know that's a financial question. You may not
I think
want
it
to
was more along the lines of right before I came in, they had a great run one year where the way they did it wasn't a band, it was an LLP.
Okay. LLC?
P.
Okay.
Limited Liability Partnership.
Okay.
And they basically just took a certain percentage off for expenses and whatnot, but they divvied everything up 10 ways. And
Gotcha.
and
Did some people have higher percentages than others that were there longer?
split?
Yeah.
Straight split.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No BS. That was a great group to work with.
Yeah.
Great group.
What do you think that? I mean, can you tell me what you think the average was that they made for a gig, or is that out of line for me to ask
Well,
that?
no, I mean,
Because I'm always curious to know bands who make it to that level.
$1 million.
I had heard that each one of the members at one year, on one of their peak years, each made like 30 plus grand during the year.
Yeah, considering that's 10 people.
Yeah.
That was a busy band over the years.
Sure. I remember hearing about them all the time.
They did a lot of the private corporate stuff. You never really saw them. They would do occasional, public gigs and whatnot.
Yep. And of course, that's where the money's at.
Exactly.
Corporate, private stuff. And I believe my wife worked with some of the Bouffants at FedEx. I think some of them worked there.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember her saying that.
They've actually retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to get them in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hook us up, Jeff.
Miss Davis and Miss Cecilia Wingate, yeah. They're the ones that started.
I'm
Cecilia,
writing all this down.
She's the one that started this up. This was her monster.
Yeah. Was she the main constant through the entire run?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, she's Theater Memphis. She's a director for a lot of theater production up there and whatnot. She's a sweetheart of a girl.
That's cool. They worked with kudzu. My daughter.
If I'm not mistaken, I think she was one of the starting things that got kudzu theater going.
Nice. My daughter in high school at Hernando, they have the theater program, and she used to do the crew behind the scenes, moving the props and everything. And they work with kudzu too throughout the year. And great productions. But man, it'd be cool for them to still use live bands. I can imagine there's a cost there. So at least I haven't seen it.
That's an experience working with production as far as being in the band in the pit, working off of a monitor and a little SMPTE counter and whatnot. Oh man, it's quite an adventure.
Because there's a timing thing, right? You're listening for cues to when your part comes in.
And that's the thing about the Bouffants. That was the thing you had to know. Their punches, cues, stops, this, that, and the other, because they did routines with these songs.
Yeah.
And if you messed up, they'd turn around.
Well, it screws them up because they're on time as well.
Exactly.
Their lines and their punches. Very cool.
Women got some mean looks too.
What you gonna do?
Back it up.
I think working with them got me ready for my family. I've got 3 daughters and a wife, so
Yeah.
that helps.
Yes.
You're the only male in the house?
Besides my little Chihuahua.
Okay. Well, that's why you're here.
Yes.
You're going to hang out here the rest of the day. You don't want
It's
to.
kind of like where I get off on the weekends just to shake the estrogen off.
I understand.
Like a dog after he gets out of the shower.
I get it.
I'm a girl dad too, and I love it.
I'll tell you what, it's the greatest thing.
Yeah, I only have one though. I can't imagine having 2 more.
You need to step up, man.
No. I'm on the back 9. She's 16. Yeah.
Look, I didn't get married till I was 36.
Yeah.
I got a 22-year-old fixing to turn 23, a 19-year-old, and I'm sorry, a 21-year-old.
Got to get this right.
And I got one that's got a birthday today. Jenna, happy birthday.
Happy
Nice.
birthday.
Yeah.
Very cool. Good for you. That's awesome. No, I was 30. I was 30 when I started and ended. One and done.
And
Well, nobody really knows themselves till after they turn 30.
today is
Oh,
April.
it took me longer. It took me a little longer to figure it out.
Today is April 6th, by the way, as we're recording this.
Yes.
Yep.
As people are watching this.
My youngest daughter turned 18 today.
Oh, congratulations. 18. Yeah, man, that's awesome. I'm a year and a half away from that. Less than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, graduating high school, all of it's coming. My daughter, Skylar, is getting her license in a couple months. It's going to be interesting.
Well, that's my DeSoto County connection. I graduated from Horn Lake in 1983.
I hear you.
There you go. You came up in Brandon Heath's interview because of the Southern Edition band. So tell us more how you got involved with them. When did that come to be?
Oh, I got a call on a Wednesday night saying I need a bass player Friday night, and here's
Nice.
42 songs. And
Everybody's dream gig.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And so I did a little, I said, well, just give me a set list with the keys you do them in, and I will crunch the numbers, and went out that Friday night and did that gig with them.
Where was it?
It was a little hotel restaurant over in West Memphis, Arkansas. I can't remember the name offhand.
Yeah.
This is probably about 7-8 years ago.
Oh, okay. you've been in and out since then, or are you there first call?
Well, that's when I started getting called more because Eric Westby, like I said, and John Davis, we just like
Right.
swapping around. We were the guys to call because we pretty much knew everything everybody was playing.
Yeah.
Or could fake it.
Fake it till you make it.
There you go.
Yeah. And I know the Southern Edition Band is not playing much right now. Right?
Don't think so.
Yeah, Brandon was told us. I'm saying this only because he made it public too. He's dealing with some vocal stuff.
Yeah.
So that band has been kind of slow.
Right.
But then now he's busy because he's the bass player for Midnight Train. So he's got that gig, which is cool. And so he could be the bass player for the Southern Edition Band. He could be the carousel along with you guys.
Well, he actually played with the Shakers there as well.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
And then the other guys you mentioned, John Davis. That's Fast Mothers.
Yes.
And
now he's playing with Shotgun Billies.
that's right. Yep.
Love those guys.
And Eric Westby is with the Almost Elton John. And who else does he?
Rustin Haven.
Rustin Haven. So
Let's talk about your bass gear. What do you play and play through?
I am an endorsing artist for Killer Bee Guitars.
Killer Bee?
Yeah. He's built me 2 bass guitars. The first one he built for me took us about 1.5 years before we got it right because he asked me, he goes, what do you want this bass to sound like? I was like, I want it to sound like the bass from the first 3 ZZ Top albums.
Nice.
So it's got a telly jazz
P bass.
It's it's a telly bass and jazz bass combination body style, and it's got the 2-on-2 on the head. I didn't want the 4 in a row because of neck dive, and we finally got it right. And then I had him build me another one. I said, I want the exact same body, but when you build this body, I want some spalted maple on top. And not just that little veneer. I said, I want some spalted maple. So he built it. So one is more enunciated, the other one's warmer. So it's great for recording and whatnot.
Are these 4 strings?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Oh yeah. Don't. I've tried the 5-string. I don't know what they do with it. I mean, I've got a Zoom B2 pedal if I need to go low. Hit that button and go.
What's the pickup arrangement? Is it jazz and P bass? Is it like a deluxe or?
It's got the jazz bass kind of setup, but I'm using it's kind of like the aluminum Alnico pickups, like the 57 lipsticks, but it's kind of got a different design for the pickup layout, and you can finger it, thump it, slap it, and it's just like even across the board.
Nice.
Sound guys love it when I would.
Are they passive?
Passive, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I did passive.
There's a joke in there somewhere. You can finger it.
Yeah, I heard it. Trust me, my brain wanted to go there too. Thank you for doing it for me.
Pull it to the side.
Dang.
But
one more. What do you play through? Do you have a particular rig you like?
I have, at the end, I had an endorsement deal with Hartke. Back in the day, Bass Player Magazine had an advertisement in the back where it gave Larry Hartke's phone number. So I was like, I had just started playing with the Bouffants, and I was like, I need some touring bass gear and whatnot because we were doing some pretty big shows and whatnot. And I called that number on the back, and lo and behold, he answered.
Wow,
and
look at that.
We were sitting there talking. He says, what are you doing? I said, well, I just started up with this regional act called the Bouffants. So you hear him in the background pulling stuff up. And he was asking a lot of questions like, well, how often y'all play, da-da-da. And I kind of gave him the spiel of what I had, set up for then. And he goes, could I answer you an endorsement deal? It'd be a cost endorsement. I went, yeah. Twist my arm.
You mean discount? Sure.
Oh, my gosh. So I ended up using 2 of their 410 high drive cabinets, their HA 5000 head. I had to order 2 of those because, backup in case one messes up. And they threw in the tour cases and everything and sent it to me. And I think I paid $1,500 for that whole setup.
Wow. That's a hell of a deal.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. John Good with DW has yet to take my call.
What you waiting on, buddy? I think it's because you're not singing yet. If you sang,
I've tried several times.
Yeah.
I can't get past the lady at the front desk.
Yeah, I'm calling Ampeg. Yeah, I've played once in 2 years. Can I get a discount, please?
But I had Carvin and Peavy as well before that. And Harkey was the way to go.
Very cool. Is that you still playing Harkey now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, no, not right now. I actually sold that to James Taylor, the guy that used to do that got me into sound. And
The TNT, right?
Yeah, TNT sound, yeah. And he bought my tour rig, and I got to use it last year at the Sunflower River Blues Festival. And I told him, I said, man, I like this setup you got here. But I said, it's got this logo on top that's just kind of messing the whole scheme up. You know, it says TNT Sound, you know.
Shut up, Dave.
I know where this came from.
Shut up, Dave.
Are there any projects we're missing here that you've done through the years?
Just singing on-call basis. I mean, I've played He Said, She Said, Headband is one of the recent folks I've done.
Troy Isom.
Troy Isom.
Sweetheart of a guy.
Yes.
Love
Troy. Michelle Isom, they're a dynamic duo.
But all over the Mid-South, somebody just gives me a call. Hey, man, we need a singing bass player. If I'm available, I'll be there. Yeah. And here's the thing.
Do you enjoy Huey Lewis music?
I love Huey Lewis, man. Are you kidding me?
Because he can sing, isn't it?
Oh, my gosh.
It's because he can sing.
I had to screw with you.
Even though Mario did not sing backup, I do sing backup on some
the
songs that they do. But I don't know. It's just I've just been blessed. So if I'm not busy doing sound, I'm playing bass, or if I'm not playing bass, I'm definitely busy doing the production end of it.
Yeah, good for you.
Man, I'm blessed. I love it.
Well, good to hear, and thank you for your support.
It's been a long time coming. It's finally paying off. Ain't that right?
There you go.
Your wife is like, yeah, about damn time.
Don't sell any of his stuff for what he told you he paid for it either.
Oh, my gosh, no.
Well, David Griffin, davidgriffinaudio.com, the Shakers, maybe the Southern Edition Band soon. Hopefully, Brandon can get on the other side of his dealings here with his voice. But thanks for being a supporter.
Man, thanks for inviting me to the Cool Club.
The Cool Club? Well, it's a club, but I don't know about cool.
Any chance that there'll ever be a Bouffants reunion?
At this point, I doubt it.
No.
Yeah, let's let the sleeping dog lie.
I understand.
The sleeping dog is lying down. Well, again, before we say goodbye to you, Mr. Griffin, we got some business to take care of here, and that is our website, therhythmsectionpod.com. There you can find all of our beautiful episodes. The Cool Club. It should be thecoolclub.com.
Yeah.
Plus, we're on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. All links found at therhythmsectionpod.com.
Thanks to all our sponsors like David Griffin Audio.
Yeah.
If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, you can email us at therhythmsectionpod2022@gmail.com or reach out to us on Facebook.
And to those who donated, we couldn't be more grateful. Thank you so much.
Yep.
We do have a tip bucket. It's on Venmo and Cash App. Both are at the Rhythm Section Pod. Also, links are in all descriptions that you find on all of our socials and channels. So please check that out if you feel in your heart to help this cause. We would be grateful. David Griffin, everyone.
Give till it hurts, David.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You heard it. You heard it. David, you heard it from him right there. Feel it in your heart, everybody. Thank you again, David. David Griffin Audio, davidgriffinaudio.com. He's on Facebook. Go follow him. He's bald. I'm bald. Jeff should be bald, and but he looks better in a hat. He has to wear that hat on the show.
I think the shine factor might get out of hand if all three were there.
Sure.
Yeah, the lighting doesn't know how to adjust with my baldness. But all right, everyone, thanks for hanging out. Make it to the end. We appreciate it when you do. Go see a band. DavidGriffinAudio.com, JeffWard.com, and
whatever.
TheRhythmSectionPod.com. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.